Yes, believe the hype, people, on Executioner. It is real and it is great. While I talk, I'm going to be bringing him through some brutal campaign solo. He's on auto right now. But what makes this dude so great, hit me with the block buffs, is the counterattack ability. One thing that, make sure he doesn't engage it while he's block buffed, makes him so great is because every time he gets hit, he counterattacks. So as you can see, it's not on right now, but won't put it on because those guys are done. Hit him with the lightning. Lightning almost always recharges my health if they're at full. So I get here, I have some speed equipped, so I'm going to be able to get the first turn in. I'm going to put on my Shiltron. Gives me a 60% plus defense and a counterattack ability for 3 turns. Coupled with my lifesteal ability, he's almost indestructible. And also, too, you saw I just stunned one of these wind blade guys. That's the judge. And, sends him down for a turn. Very useful. Very useful. So when he gets down to this one here, when you're leveled up the skills enough, you can engage the Shiltron right away. Again. Without losing. So he just put the provoke on me, so I'm just going to smoke him and toke him. So another reason you hear that Executioner is so great is because he's farmable. So what that means is in stage 11, he is one of the reward drops. So you get pieces of armor, you get shards, and then also in level 11 you can get a 3-star Executioner. That's how he starts 3 stars. So that is one of the best ways to upgrade his skills, because those tombs, you want to save those for your ledges, legendaries, and epics, that you get later on. So that's one thing great about Executioner. And the other thing, his counterattack is what makes him great. And it's 3, it's the longest from any hero I've seen. Everyone else is 2. And then if he gets low on energy, he busts his blue lightning there and just smokes him. He's on auto right now, but he'll pull through. I can solo all these maps. So the whole thing in the game is upgrading your heroes, and the higher level you can accomplish with lower level heroes, the more experience and the faster those guys go up. So I'm just guessing, but level 1 you probably get 300 experience, and then level 12, you're up around the 1500 mark. 16, 17, 18 around on the normal difficulty. So being able to bring those heroes through, right now I'm not, because I'm going for the 3 stars. Yes, you can only bring one hero through at a time 2. So when you bring those heroes through, you can couple 3 heroes with them. They go down. It's rare for them to go to round 2. They go down in the first attack. And then he just does his thing just like he's doing right now. And even when he gets low on health like this Zebra Pants girl, she hits pretty hard. Oh, so does that girl. Okay, we are trying through a 3. We'll just keep him on auto. He's just going to do his thing. He hits that thumb up, and look, see his energy? Or his health? Right back up. HP. Another victory. Oh, nail biter. So, looks like we're getting close to that boss stage. Definitely have gotten my 5 shards now, or 5 stars, so I'm good to get that blue shard. But bringing Executioner along with you, I don't know about the other game modes, like I'm sure in Arena you could, but his survivability, his usability in all the game types, He's great against bosses. Just makes him an invaluable player. The other one I hear a lot of talk about in the chat that is huntable comes from the speed section. I believe it's 6, and I think it is Huntress maybe. Anyways, she's a blonde girl. I can't remember her name. So X is just doing his thing. And the big things you have to worry about from Executioner from his opponents are block buffs. So when you have it on auto and someone hits you with block buffs, the AI will still try to put Shiltron on over top of that. And obviously it just doesn't work. Cancels out. You don't even see it appear. Other things is Spikehead does a steal buffs. A lot of guys do a steal buff on you. You also have to worry about freezes and stuns because you get energy from attacking, or you get health from attacking. So if they freeze you, you're not getting any attacks in. Third round, let's see that health, almost full. Zebra Pants taken down. One hit left, and there we go, another victory. We will go until the boss fight, hopefully not too much longer. I'm gonna get I'm doing this to get a blue shard, but I'm also doing it to show you the power of Executioner. Now, here's where one of the real clicker comes in. When you get him right away, his Shiltron ability is not, the cooldown is not good. The first time you upgrade him, the first thing that goes down is the cooldown ability. But he really doesn't become, at this point you can solo most of the normal campaign if you have either level 4 or level 5 star Executioner. But what you really want to do is get that max out that ability for the Shiltron and just have that ready to go, taking butt and kicking names. So when you get that, so that's why you do have to kind of mine 11, and I don't know the percentages, but I do find mining it on higher difficulties produces more loot. But definitely going on normal and then using 4, in the hardest difficulty, you get a good amount of hardest level, normal difficulty, you get a good amount. Okay, I remember this level. These chicks take a piece out of you, or try to. Oh, not anymore. Yeah, it's amazing. You get the right gear on this guy. I have vamp gear, and I believe... Oh no, on this guy, I have 2 5-star speed pieces I picked up, and then collected, of course, lifesteal gear, mostly from the dungeons, from that dragon level. And... So be a little cheap boy here. Engage the Shiltron again. Poor girl's got no chance. We can go with her hot pants to the club. And they're done. Okay, let's get that blue shard. Chicken bugs. Oh, I might have got 2. Oh, imagine I got more than 2. One. Hey! Ho! 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 That was my First Nations celebratory victory. 3 blue shards coming at you. Man in your face. So again, I know I've said it if you've seen any other videos I made, but my gem mine's still not unlocked. So I think now, let's, got all this waiting. I gotta get this down. Let's do some dungeons. Well, I guess that'll conclude this video. How long is it? 10 minutes. I guess it has to be more to the fact, to the point. But I'm going to keep it going. And, oh, you guys want to see something amazing? Well, let's see if it's the red guy today. Yes, it is. Okay, watch Vrask in action as we talk about more executioner action. So, farming them, it's a everyone too on the chat talks about farm 11-6, 11-6, 11-6, but if you actually look at it, 11-3 gives you more experience. But I tended to shoot for like 1 a day, 2 a day or something, and you know, some days you wouldn't get it. You just, like, I remember one day I spent 300 and it was in hard. Nothing. And then, you know, one day spend 40, you get one, and then, you know, you don't get anything for a couple days. But yeah, sometimes they're rare, and then sometimes you're lucky, and so it's all about sticking with it. And you know, if you enjoy the game, then it's pretty easy. I want to show you this guy, Vrask, in this level. He just goes beast mode Sally. I got Relentless, which is 18% extra turn, and critical hit. And his passive ability, as you saw, he gets this cannibalism thing where he just takes 2,000. So look, his best attack, look at that, is 1780. So I'm going to get multiple turns and just smoke this guy. Back to Executioner. I like to keep your wits about. So, Executioner is really excellent. You really don't see... Yeah, level 5. And it's easy to get a lot of dice to level 5. Kind of. Well, you got to get 4 4s. But level 5 is really kick butt. And, you know, my strategy is, I don't know if I showed you my hero list, but I got some legendaries in tow, but, you know, I've grown an emotional attachment to my Kale, my Gaelic. My Aaron, yes, and I got a Leech, but I let him go to bring in Executioner, because that was an easy choice. There'll be some levels you can do on auto, and then you'll be noticed there are some levels you can't do on auto. You'll have to do it manually and control Executioner, especially when you get them, and 100% before you get the first ability, before you get the abilities. And there'll be some levels that you can't even do with Executioner. They'll be the one of those war boys from the orcs, and he'll come up, and every time he'll boom snatch your buffs away, and then all of them will just smoke you, and it's 4-on-1. The other thing that's kind of funny about Executioner is he wins battles by you attacking him. So he's kind of great, and he's just so powerful, and keep your fingers crossed that when the game comes or something, they don't really nerf him and take down his skills or something horrible. But I will leave you with that, and just got my Vrask to a level 50, and I saw some guys dreaming in the chat. I had him. Wasn't too happy with him. I had critical gear on him. All critical, I think, and that was okay. You know, And then I saw some guys dreaming about the perfect gear for Vrask, and they said Relentless. And I knew it was special gear, I knew I was saving it, but I threw it on him, and loving the decision. He's no Executioner for 1-starring levels, because his ability all depends on him to critical hit. So, as you can see there, he got a critical hit, so he gets 2,000 HP, which just maxes out on this level. Takes a long time to beat it solo, but, you know, it's just, I'm sure you guys got some characters that do some butt kicking like that individually. And definitely the reason he gets him is because he is a spirit, I believe it is, and the other person is, let's say, a red death skull. So it's like rock, paper, scissors, you know, spirit kills red death skulls. And just in case it's not called spirit, we'll call it green lightning kills red death skulls. Okay, I'm just hammering on, but I think I covered everything on Executioner. Get you ready for his final return. The only sad part is you got to get to level 11 to get him, and I know it's kind of a grind. Well, it's always a grind, this game, but you know, unless you know kind of what you want to do with the game, it's hard to know what to do in the game. And then knowing what to do in the game is half the battle. You know, it'll illuminate your path to what you have to do to meet your goal. And definitely there's guys playing this game differently. You know. Okay, so X will survive. It's going to hit him with blue lightning coming up. Oh, stunned. Dead. Vrask, it's all up to you, buddy. He says, excellent weapon too on this boss. The idea of it is cool. The fire coming up the handle. You know, definitely Asians are in charge of this game. Or the graphics. Everyone looks tight. And pretty original, you know. I know, so I heard some people complaining about the skins. They people, you know, the same guy recycling from star to star, and they just change a couple things up. But I think it is done right. And the other thing too, I think they, you know, some of the guys' attacks look similar. No one comes to mind, but you know, there's only a certain amount of attacks. Like there's those claws that go back and forth. There's a purple that comes out of the ground. There's the lightning strikes. But I think it is just enough to mix it up and make it look great. That's one thing that really keeps me with this game is the visual graphics. Because, you know, in the end I'm a visual person and I quite enjoy the graphics. Vrask, boom, nut shot, finish it off. He shot his nuts right up into his throat. He says, yes I did! Okay, there we go.